Okay, so here's a 6-month update on the Express, the custom cafe racer style Express. So far, when we got it MOT'd, it had 2,500 miles on it. I've just done nearly 400 miles on it in just 6 months. Obviously, there's been a lot of lockdowns, and you don't really want to go really far on these. Petrol tank, unfortunately, Halford's paint doesn't really work. There's no petrol resistance at all, so I'm gonna have to redo that tank. And I haven't yet put a red front wheel on it, so I've got another wheel. I'm gonna spray it up in red and put it on. Forks are all right, everything's all right, working. Yeah. So a few things, just like the paint chips off in some places, like on there. I did give this a wash yesterday. I've just come back from work on it and thought I'd show you it. There's some stains, I'm not sure what that is down there, but it's been peeling off my paint, unfortunately. It's a little bit warm. Yeah, it starts up pretty much flawlessly every time, apart from the fact, one problem actually we have is there's a small fuel leak somewhere on the carb. I believe it is the choke, although I'm not 100% on that. It might just be the actual throttle cable itself. Over here it seems to be having a little bit of fuel come out sometimes. Battery wise, I have to tighten this bolt up quite often, but this actually really works. It's what my dad made. He just made this little clamp to hold the battery in place, since it won't fit under the seat. Everything's all right in there. I had a little problem a while ago where one of the bleed screws for all the oil, it popped out, and then oil started going everywhere, but that's all back in now. I've only had to fill it up once since. I probably have to fill it up again soon. Pretty much empty that. But yeah, luckily the house is only down the road. Lovely location this. But yeah, everything's fine. Bike's been running just smoother and smoother after every time you use it. Shines up nicely with some muck off with the bike cleaner kit I got. But yeah, as you'd expect, it's a bit unusual, the bike, so I do get quite a nice bit of attention to it. The only thing that bugs me really is under here, what's keeping the headlight on, those bolts there. They are basically keeping the headlight unit on. There's a few little marks there, but basically they don't really keep it upright. So what I've done is I put the rear brake cable underneath to support it up, and it just holds it up, because the other day going down a bumpy road, it literally just like went splat straight facing down to the front wheel, which isn't good. But yeah, not much to say really. It runs really smooth. I'd definitely recommend, if you want a nice little 50cc cafe racer, these Expresses are awesome to make into a cafe racer. Yeah, I definitely recommend building up one. There's a lot of examples of them in their original state and how they should look, but then it's quite nice sometimes to make a modified one, make something a bit different. Another thing I noticed, we didn't actually there's a little hole in the exhaust from where we opened it up, and we haven't welded it properly, but it doesn't really make a difference at all. There's one thing I was wondering if anyone has ever had problems with it really. It's when I'm going round roundabouts in the transmission casing, the oil in there, because this is where, let me just focus it, over here, that's where it, if you overfill the transmission case with oil, that's where it will drip out. But unfortunately on roundabouts, sometimes it will just leak it out for no reason, so it's a little bit low in here at the minute. But yeah, other than that, the bike's flawless really. I do love it. Gets about 100 miles to the gallon, which is perfect for commuting. As I said, I'm using it for work a little bit, just having a bit of fun on it, going to my mates' houses and riding on some local scenic routes, such as this one. But yeah, so I might make a video soon on the Express again, but until then I'll just keep riding it. Hopefully it just keeps improving. So yeah, so the average sort of speed it can sit at is about 25 mile an hour, or around about there, just about there on the speedo. It should be about 25 mile an hour, although a few of the speed traps I've gone through say 27, and then a few of them say 24, but most of them say about 27, so I think it might be slightly off the speedo. I can guess it's a 30, but I don't like keeping it there because the engine is proper revved up then. So yeah, and sometimes you can feel, if you're keeping it at the higher revs, like near 30, you can feel a bit of heat coming off the top end. You can feel it a little bit on your ankles. But yeah,